Forget everything you've been told about Neanderthals. You wake up in a cave 300,000 years ago. There's no clock, no calendar. Cold stone presses against your back. A fire has burned down to glowing embers beside you. Your body already knows what to do next. This is what one ordinary day actually looked like for a Neanderthal. And it starts before sunrise. Forget the stooped, grunting cartoon from old textbooks. This is a real Neanderthal, a separate branch of the human family that lived across Europe and Asia for more than 300,000 years. Follow this single day, from before dawn until the middle of the night, and something surprising happens. It starts looking uncomfortably familiar.
The first thing you notice is the fire. Or rather, what's left of it. Overnight, it burned down to a bed of glowing orange embers. You feed in dry moss, then thin sticks. You breathe gently until the flames come back to life. It takes patience. It takes experience. And one day, you'll spend years teaching this exact skill to someone else. Fire wasn't new to Neanderthals. Evidence of their hearths goes back well over 100,000 years. They used them for warmth, for cooking, for keeping predators away, and simply for sitting together in the dark.
Once the fire is burning again, your hands take over. You reach for a flint core you shaped weeks ago. One precise strike. A razor-sharp stone flake breaks free. Your hands barely need to think. They've done this thousands of times. Archaeologists later gave this technology a name, the Mousterian toolkit. The same carefully made scrapers, points, and blades appear across 3 continents, built by groups that never even met each other. This wasn't crude survival. It was skilled craftsmanship.
By mid-morning, the hunt begins. And this is where almost everyone gets Neanderthals wrong. You're not swinging a club. You're carrying a heavy wooden spear, fire-hardened at the tip, designed to bring down animals much bigger than you. A bison, a wild horse, sometimes even a young mammoth separated from its herd. Nobody hunts alone. The group spreads out, drives the animal toward the strongest hunters. Then everyone moves in together. The injuries found on Neanderthal skeletons tell the story. Broken ribs, healed skull fractures. This wasn't a safe life. Every hunt could be your last.
Back at the shelter, a child watches an older Neanderthal shape a stone tool. She picks up the flint. She tries, misses the angle, tries again. Nobody gives her a finished tool. She has to learn the feeling for herself. Just like every apprentice throughout history, knowledge wasn't simply used here. It was taught. Here's the part most people never expect. The brain doing all of this was larger than yours. The average Neanderthal brain measured around 1,600 cubic centimeters. The average modern human brain is about 1,350. That doesn't automatically mean they were smarter. Their brains were built differently. But planning, memory, tool-making, problem-solving, none of those were beyond them. The slow, dim-witted caveman wasn't science. It was a myth that survived long after the evidence disappeared. By afternoon, you may find yourself caring for someone who can no longer hunt. In a cave in northern Iraq, archaeologists discovered a Neanderthal known today as Shanidar I. He was blind in one eye, missing most of his right forearm, walking with a permanent limp. Yet every major injury had healed. He survived for years. Someone fed him, protected him, stayed with him, again and again. Compassion wasn't invented by modern humans. As daylight fades, everyone gathers around the fire once more. Fresh meat cooks over glowing coals. Cooking unlocks more energy from every bite. But something else happens here. Conversation. Neanderthals possessed a hyoid bone almost identical to ours, the same small bone that helps make speech possible. Nobody knows exactly what they said, but it probably wasn't silence. Darkness finally covers the landscape. No cities, no lamps, no moonlit streets. Only firelight. Someone stays awake, listening. A wolf, a cave hyena, or strangers passing nearby. Sleep comes in shifts. Children lie closest to the warmth. Adults surround them like living walls. By sunrise, the same rhythm begins again and again for hundreds of thousands of years. This way of life lasted for nearly 300,000 years, longer than modern humans have existed at all. Then, around 40,000 years ago, it slowly came to an end. Not in one disaster, not in one battle. Population by population, Neanderthals disappeared. But the story didn't end there. Around 47,000 years ago, Neanderthals and modern humans had children together. And that evidence still exists today. If your ancestry is mostly non-African, around 1 to 2% of your DNA came from a Neanderthal ancestor. So the next time you picture that cave, the fire, the stone tools, the cold morning air, remember this. You aren't just looking at someone else's history. A small part of your own story began there.